Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is ZachJ Plays, and I am not feeling great, but I'm gonna do this video anyway, and try and keep as much energy up as possible. So, it's a new month. The Lego video still hasn't gone up yet. I will rectify that. The Lego video. The Lego video that I brought up in the last one, finished, and it's been sat on my phone for like the last month. So you're getting a double upload, I guess. But yes, the algorithm's gonna love that. But anyway, this video, we're back with this video, because we got more plastic. As of recording this as well, New York Toy Fair's going on, and there's been some shit revealed, like some good shit. So that'll end up hitting the channel when those come out, if we even get them. I know Zuru's done. I know X-Shot have done good on bringing stuff over, but Hasbro not so much. Which I really hope they do, because that cylinder-fed shotgun looks fucking sick. But I digress. That is the future we are talking about today, and today we've got four. We've got four. Yeah, the fours. The four. All different ammo types, because I'm mentally unstable. So, 3 of the ammo types we've seen before, and one is a brand new type for the collection. So, I'm gonna leave the big deal until last. So, we're gonna go straight in with the new ammo type. Ladies and gentlemen, making channel debut, Nerf Hyper. If you don't know what Nerf Hyper is, it's Rival, but smaller and made of rubber. So, Nerf Hyper, not well received upon release. Still not fondly remembered, as far as I am aware. Anyway, but you know, it's an ammo type. Late 21. So, and I'm pretty sure the line was abandoned after about a year or two. Anyway, we haven't really seen anything from Hyper for a while. But it's the Hyper. This is the Hyper Nerf. The Nerf Hyper Fuel 20. So, for the knowing of the nose, Nerf Hyper is absolutely tiny. They are very tiny little balls. They are smaller than Rival and a lot of other things. They are made of rubber, which was not well received due to, you know, the planet. But it is what it is. The Hyper line had quite a few, I think. There was like the Siege 50, which was a pump action, and the Mach 100, which was basically a Percy's, but for these little things. And there was a bunch of other ones I can't remember the name of, but this little guy is the Fuel 20. It is, if I'm remembering correctly, it's one of the later releases from Hyper, although it could be one of the OGs. The documentation on this line is piss poor, because basically nobody bought it. But yeah, so it is Le Pistol. So, you know, there you go. It's a pistol with rails for like the refuel, the canisters for the ammo, the ammoing of the reloading. But starting at the front, we got a muzzle, and we got a pair of rear sights at the front. There is no post. There is no individual post. And we have a very little stubby muzzle brake right there. Moving a bit further back, we have a jam door, except we've got one on both sides for some reason, just in case you're left or right-handed and you want to, I guess, specifically open that door instead of just using a regular one. We got this whole fucking grip guard kind of thing here, which does add 2 rival rails to the bottom, which look kind of cool. The trigger as well. We're moving back a wee bit further. We got the hopper on top, which is a very stiff door, and then you stick your hyper rounds in, you close it up. Down to the trigger. Trigger is very. It has the click, which is very satisfying. On the left hand side only, you'll have a safety. So lever down, trigger does not pull. Lever up, trigger pulls. At the back, this dirty great purple handle, priming grip. So you pull that back, push that back forward, and you can fire a hyper round. So it is. The prime weight is a little bit higher than Elite, but not that much higher than Rival. So if you're familiar with a Kronos or something, the prime weight on this is going to be peachy for you. Obviously this is meant for kind of older people, I guess. I don't really know what they were going for, because the aesthetic definitely makes it like a kid's toy. But it is not for kids, because they are small rubber balls and they will rip your eyeball out if you're not careful. In fact, they even put a little thing on the back, if you can vaguely see that. Eyewear required. So they don't really want young'uns getting their hands on this, but they made them look like a child's toy more than Elite already looked like a child's toy. Yeah, so also another thing, the N series line might be coming to an end soon, which is insane because Hasbro have gone back to the Elite darts. They've seen the outcry from N series and people not really buying them, which is ironic because I have like 4 or 5 of them at this point. But they're going back to Elite darts for their new line, which is really good. It's really good. It's good to see that they're going back, because they haven't. But back to this. So overall, it's considerably chunky for what it is. It also sometimes just doesn't feed properly, but that's what happens when you get rubber balls in a space. Performance is solid. I still don't have a I will grab a chronograph at some point. I swear to God I will grab a chronograph at some point. But I think Hyper is basically the same FPS range as Rival, which is already more fun and actually has a decent amount of blasters. You know, it has a legacy and is continuing past year 1. But Hyper didn't last long, and I can kind of see why Hyper is a bit of an eco nightmare. Obviously, because the rounds are made of rubber, so they're not gonna disintegrate like foam, which obviously means that the rounds themselves will last longer. But you know, I've got nothing wrong with the actual product itself. It's just the idea. It's like, you've already got Rival, same age range, same FPS. Like, I don't know. These things don't have a hop up either, which Rival does have. You know, like make it go like ping it and it curves up and flies further. These don't have that. Hyper doesn't have hop ups. Hyper doesn't believe in hop ups. They don't need hop ups. They do. They need hop ups. These things are wildly unstable to shoot, but they're little rubber balls. They were never really going to fly very well. But nothing wrong with the actual. Fucking hell! Back to the Fuel 20. Christ. The Fuel 20 itself, I have nothing wrong with. It is a fine product for what it is. It is definitely something you'd have to get used to, but it does fire well. The trigger pulls nice and clean. In fact, I shall demonstrate that to you real quick. So, a little bit of take up, and then a clean shot. So you haven't got to worry about a heavy trigger pull or anything. It's fairly nice, fairly standard. Do I recommend that you go for this? Not really. Not really. I don't really recommend anything Hyper. Nerf Hyper, to be honest, because Rival already exists. You know, we've already got Rival, and Rival has a better legacy. It has, you know, a lot more choice than Hyper does. A majority of Nerf Hyper was basically just pistols, which not everybody wants a pistol. You know, some people want primaries, and the Mac 100 wasn't that good. The Siege 50 had mechanical issues. The original launch of Hyper was so botched that even the second time round, nobody really gave a shit. But, you know, I had to have the ammo type in the collection. I'm only missing... God, what ammo types am I missing now? I'm missing Mega XL and, like, Titan rockets, but I'm not getting my hands on a Titan anytime soon. That's not happening, and I can just get some Mega XL rounds, and then just be like, oh yeah, I can put it on the end of a Springer and just fucking send it. But if I can, if I could get my hands on a Mega XL mod, I will do that. Either way, Hyper, very good. The blaster itself, again, the gun itself, I have nothing wrong with. It does what it does very well. It's just Hyper wasn't hype at all. There was nothing behind Hyper. So, you know, it's not great. The whole legacy of Hyper is just Rival but worse. So I don't recommend you get anything Hyper because Rival already exists. If you're looking for something that like is for the older crowd and all that other kind of thing, just go for Rival. Rival is arguably superior. But again, nothing wrong with it itself. If you do want this for whatever reason, it's not bad. It's not like it doesn't work. It functions perfectly fine. You might have the odd non-feed just due to the fact that, you know, rubber doesn't move very well when it's compressed. But overall, Hyper 20, it's good, but I don't recommend you get Hyper. I recommend you just get Rival instead. And speaking of Rival, the Rival Artemis. This is... I can't remember the name of the other one that's the 60 round tube one that's fucking huge and ginormous. But it's the smaller cousin. The Rival Artemis is a 30 round internal mag pump action, and there goes that ball. Sandfire Rival Blaster. I can't remember the name of that one. It's really bugging me. I can't remember it. I'm gonna go grab it. Give me a moment, Ted. Alright, so it's this one. It's this one's little cousin. Again, I cannot remember the name of this one to save my life. It is really fucking bugging me. I'll put it in the description when I upload this, because I really cannot remember the name of this thing right now. But I remember that this is the Artemis, and it is absolutely magnificent. It is just a crazy kooky little guy. It is it is the same thing, just a lot smaller. So front, we got the barrel situation, we got a brick of a pump, and then we got the door, the access for the magazines, the tubes. These don't come out, they are inbuilt, but you know, they are 10 round mags, giving you a full 30 round capacitor. It does take a little bit of time to load, but when you do, it's worth it. So moving back, we got a safety. So push it from this side. It is safe. Trigger does not move, and then when you push it through, the trigger does move. Also notice this has the same thing with the longer one, the bigger one, that you pull the trigger, the foregrip moves. But it doesn't do that when it's primed, which is the same issue that this guy has, where the trigger moves when it's not primed, or the pump moves. As you can see, look, it wiggles a little bit. But when it's primed, it doesn't shift at all. So, recommendations for the Artemis. This is a fairly quick one, because it is just a pump action mag-fed thing, and you know, I gave you my recommendation on this guy a very long time ago. It was a Yars. Get it, and it's the same for this one. It is smaller, a lot smaller. It's considerably smaller. I mean, the barrels, I mean, yeah, there you go. It is so much smaller, which means it just makes it easier to carry. It is still pretty big for what it is, but it is nice. The grip is very comfortable on this. It's really nice. It's got a nice finger troil in there. I don't know if you can, the camera's gonna pick that up. Yeah, there we go. For your middle finger to just sit in, and then the rest of your grip. 2 sling points, so if you want to like run this as a secondary and then be like, yes, the big boy is the primary, because that is a viable strategy. You know, you slap this on a 1-point sling, have it over your shoulder, and you run around with this. You've got the family together in one loadout, and it looks ridiculous, but it is insane. So, yeah, the rival Artemis. The rival Artemis. It is still fairly cheap, from what I remember. I got the blue one. They did also have a red one. Sorry, that's just a really good fidget. So, you know, you team red, team blue, you can do whatever. Obviously, you can put the flags in there as well if you've got the team flag. So, you know, you can get a red, you can get a blue one, and then, you know, have the flag hanging off the back for red team. If you even do like team-based stuff, it's probably just free for all. But this thing works really well, fires really well. It's typical rival range, so nothing insane. But if you're getting this thing for the capacity, and if this isn't enough for you, then you know the option's always there. This thing is a lot more expensive though, from what I remembered. From what I remember when I got my hands on it, it is a lot more expensive and a lot more difficult to find. and also it takes double the rounds because it's a 60 round capacity as opposed to a 30. So the Artemis is cheaper to run in the long term, but you get less capacity. But this is the OG, and then the big boy came out after. So yeah, Artemis. Yeah, if you're into Rival, go get it, because you probably want something like this anyway if you haven't got it. Just because you need something you can just, you know, properly, like, rattle off, send rounds downrange. So yeah, Artemis. Rival Artemis. Very good. Very good, very nice. I recommend. So, we got... the next two have a similar thing. They're both bolt action. One of them, though, is an X-Shot product. This, oh god, I'm so terrible with names. I cannot remember the name of this thing. I think it's just the X-Shot shell ejecting. But yeah, it's a shell fed. These shells, by the way, came with 4. These shells did have dart posts in them to, you know, stop you from using half lengths. I took those out because I'm a lunatic. I did also take the air restrictor out, so it's probably shooting a bit harder than a stock one. But manual of arms, very simple. You lift the bolt up, pull it back, drop your shell in, push it forward, drop the bolt, and you fire. And then the gimmick of this one, pull the bolt up, it ejects the shell, hence shell ejecting. And the performance, I remember, before I took the air restrictor out, I remember it being, you know, it being fine, standard X-Shot, and, you know, the performance, even with the air restrictor out, very solid. It is quite satisfying to use. So yeah, just grab that 4th shell. Only comes with 4 shells, which is a bit of a bummer, but you know, it's a cheaper one, so we can't expect too much. Either way, we're gonna get into the looks of this thing. It is big. It's not, well, it's big for X-Shot. X-Shot haven't really done many big, like, long things, maybe except for all of the fucking miniguns that they've done, because they love their miniguns. Which is good, because I love my miniguns too. They're very nice. So, starting off at the front, you got the orange barrel tip. It is not loaded. No loaded. So, yeah, you just got long barrel up top, X-Shot rail on the top as well. This thing did come with a scope, but I have misplaced that over time. You got the breech here, bolt, it's solid, thick plastic, but it feels like it's not going to snap. The prime weight on it isn't very high anyway. So, here's your breech. So you got your plunger in there, you got your ejector flap, and then your loader in there, your receiver, which has a spring in it. Well, let me show you that real quick. So the shell clicks in, and then once you fire it, that spring holding it in lets go, and it shoots out and goes into that flap right there, which then basically just uses physics to just kick the shell out, and it does it very well. So blue bit, that's the whole, that's the whole mechanism. It's very nice. Pullback is solid as well. It does interfere with the grip ever so slightly, depending on how you hold it, but that's standard for this style of bolt action. The trigger pull as well, a little bit of take up, but a very clean brake. I forgot to read the instruction. I don't know what this button's for. It does something. I think it... Does it let you, like, stage it or something? Because it's not a D prime. So I don't know what that's for. Because it's not a D prime switch. This has a push bar safety for some reason. So push it from this side. So it's out. Trigger cannot be pulled. Push it in. Trigger will slide back. Zuru, what the fuck is that? That's your stock. You've got some kind of loop there. I don't know what kind of beastly fucking carabiner you can fit through there, but I think that's a strap or something. And you've also got a port on both sides for the shell carrier, which clacks in and can be very easily pulled off to put on the other side, or, you know, just leave it off. Shouldering this thing, unless you are a child, which is what this is made for. This is made for 7 and up. You're not really going to be shouldering this thing. It's just more like, you're more likely going to long arm it than you are like properly trying aim down sight. But that's because this stock is tiny, like that length of pull though. So, you know, if you're doing, you gotta be properly scrunched. But yeah, it's a gimmick. X-Shot are very good with their gimmicks. They made it perform surprisingly well. I have also seen in X-Shot news that they're doing a flywheel pistol with a fucking like roller rifling thing on it, and they're also doing a Hammer Prime one, a Hammer Prime pistol as well. Again, that's come from New York Toy Fair. It's that's insane. Zuru are cooking with the Pro Skins line, especially this year. They've got a couple things already. They've already got a few good things out. I mean, I own the whole Pro line. So the Fury X, the Longshot Pro, and the Piston Pump, which is still a pretty funny name. So yeah, I think X-Shot are cooking. They're definitely trying to take on, you know, everybody. Which is fair, because they've had the reputation for a long time of just being like, oh yeah, it's just like D-tier Nerf. Like, nah, X-Shot, they're proving y'all wrong. But, you know, overall, getting back to the product, this is a brand new one, so mod potential and all that other shit hasn't really been, you know, established yet. So Christ knows what you could do to this thing. It is geared, the Prime is geared, so there is this, unless you like fabricate your own gears or like somebody makes metal gearing, you're not going to be able to put too much of a spring upgrade in here, because you will shred the gear and then you won't be able to prime it because it runs off of a gearing system. But overall, the X-Shot shell ejecting, I think that's the name, I could be wrong, I probably am, knowing me. Very good. It's very good. It's a nice little bolt action. It doesn't weigh a ton. Obviously, it's X-Shot, so the plastic is actually like decent density. They're using pretty good plastic now. Obviously, there's a little bit of flex around like the larger areas, but overall, build quality is very solid. So, I mean, if you're looking for a marksman kind of bolt action, this thing might be for you. You know, it is bolt action. It does perform fairly well, considering the construction of this thing. it does perform really well. So big credit to Zuru for that. They made this design work, and they made it work well. So yeah, I recommend it. Even if you're not like a X-Shot enthusiast or anything, this thing is pretty good. This thing is good, and I do recommend. And we move swiftly on to the final of this video, and one I have been, no exaggeration, I have been dying to get my hands on. It's Ultra. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sniper Collection has another edition. It's the Ultra fucking Pharaoh. It's an Ultra Pharaoh. It's the sniper rifle of the Ultra line. It is big. The prime on it is ridiculous, and it is insanity. And I absolutely love it. It's an Ultra Pharaoh. I don't know what kind of fucking luck of the Irish ancestry is smiling upon me when it comes to finding shit this year, and just in general, because I have found so much random shit over the last year that I'm like, yeah, I won't be able to get my hands on that. I mean, the Prometheus and like the Perseus, the Sentinel was a big one as well, and the Saturn as well. That wasn't cheap, but neither was this. But it's the Ultra Pharaoh. It is the biggest in the Ultra line. It is, I believe, the highest performing in the Ultra line, which is not surprising, because the small amount of range I do have, which is from like my back wall to entirely across the whole of the building, and this thing comfortably clears that range. This thing is ridiculous. It is huge and just big, and it is big and bolt action and beautiful and just, yeah. This thing is the reason this video has been on hold, because I've had the other three even, for the best part of like 2 or 3 weeks now. But this thing came in yesterday, and I have had my time to play with it, and it is the fun. It is absolutely ridiculous. So let's just, manual of arms. You've seen it about 3 times. I don't need to explain it. It's a bolt action sniper. You don't need an explanation for that. So, moving to the usual. Front, muzzle brake, love it. Massive barrel. Rail that has space for 2 things, because the rail is just so big. We got an itty bitty little foregrip there. It's more of a backstop, if anything. Oh my god, this thing is so comfortable. This thing is so comfortable. Oh my god, it's so big and insane. That is the tasty. So this side, the camera side, I guess. You've got the gold Ultra lettering, nothing new there. And on the other side, you got a smaller plaque, but it's still there. Left hand side, you've got your jam door, which only works when you've got it half primed, and you can get in there, clear your jam, pull it down. Oh, I'm gonna fire this thing again. Oh baby. That is loud. Ultra is surprisingly loud. You've got a little itty bitty reprime switch there. So if you have a jam and it's not fired, but the bolt's still stuck, then you can do that. Inside of it, I apologise. But yeah, mag release on both sides. Ultra Magwell, regular Ultra Mags. Came with a 10 rounder, which doesn't make sense really for a sniper rifle. They did make 6 rounders, but unfortunately I haven't been able to get my hands on one. Mostly because I didn't have any incentive to get a smaller magazine. But now I do. So moving to the camera side, you have your bolt and your priming system. You lift up, you pull back, you slam in magazine, you push bolt forward, you drop bolt down, you take aim, and you fire. It is... I don't think this does the scale justice. Here we go. So, for scale, it's still big. In fact, allow me to turn around quickly here. The basis for sniper rifles in terms of measurement. Lay long strike. It's not as long. Ironically, it's not as long as the long strike, but it is still considerably larger than the long strike. The frame of the Pharaoh is ridiculously huge. It puts the Centurion to shame in terms of just sheer frame bulk, which is kind of difficult considering how big the Centurion is. But it is just it is a brick. So you've got the scope on top. It does not come off. It is attached. It is part of the shell. However, when they mounted it far too low. The cheek rest, while being very comfortable, means that you cannot see through the scope, or you can, but not very well. You kind of have to angle your temple just to see it, which is why they put irons on the top of the scope. And then up the back it is just big, and it also, fuck knows why, got space for an extra magazine. It's the same as the Ultra Strike. The stock has mag space in it. For whatever reason. It does have a very tight grip on there. But the stock as well, very comfortable, very big, much comfort. The cheek rest as well, it's rounded, but it's very nice, very flat. Obviously, the flatter aspects, there's nothing bulging out or anything. The length of pull as well on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Making shoulder in this thing absolutely delectable to do. It is just it is the big. And again, I've made it very clear, you all know this, I like big and stupid things, and this is Ultra's attempt at being big and stupid. It is insane, and I cannot... Unfortunately though, I can't recommend it. It's Ultra. Nobody buys Ultra anymore. Like, they kind of sorted it out with AccuStrike, with Ultra AccuStrike. You know, it did what Ultra was intended to do. It made it more accurate than Elite. Not as accurate as Elite AccuStrike or even Mega AccuFakes or Mega AccuStrike. So much more accurate. Performance as well, it's slightly above rival performance, I think. I could be wrong. I think it was within the same performance range anyway. So the whole appeal of Ultra was the aesthetics. That's basically what Ultra was. I mean, you can check out the Ultra Speed. That is pure aesthetics. Like, ignoring the fact that it is also 7 rounds a second on fresh batteries with a full mag. This is sniper class to the extreme when it comes to stock performance from Nerf. It is just big. It's unnecessary. It's brazen. It's bedazzled as much as Nerf and Hasbro felt like bedazzling it. But it is big. It is beautiful. It hits hard. Like, this thing hits. It feels like it hits hard as fuck. But that's because it's Ultra, and it probably does. I really do need to get a chronograph. But the ranges that this thing can pop out are ridiculous. It's just the be-all and end-all when it comes to, like, distance out of Ultra. And it's also the be-all and end-all of this video. I don't recommend you seek this out because it's Ultra. Nobody buys Ultra. Obviously, other than like the lunatics that like Ultra. I do kind of like Ultra, but I will still badmouth Ultra for what it was. The intention of Ultra originally was like, yes, you know those Elite darts? They suck. These Ultra darts, they're better. Except they weren't. Because the rounded heads were shit. Like, they sorted it out with the Aki strikes, and they made them better. But like original Ultra is just it's not great. But I like big and ridiculous. I've wanted this thing for a long time, and I got lucky enough to get my hands on it. And did I pay through the nose a little bit? Yes, I did. But it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm probably never going to see another one of these again. Which is ironic, because when I said that about the Prometheus and the Perseus, I ended up seeing cheaper listings straight away, right after I bought them. But that is fine. I don't mind that. You know, it's. I have no words. This thing is ridiculous, and I'm gonna end the video with that. So yeah, that is the February one, I guess. So yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so very much for sticking around for this long. As of December, I think the channel itself became either 5 or 6. I think it's 6. I think the channel itself became 6 years old. And obviously the first upload was in 2020 and all that kind of thing, so it's been 6 years since I first posted. The Prometheus, the video with the Prometheus was I guess the channel anniversary video. I think it was. And then January was the earliest upload anniversary. So yeah, I think I might just stick with the channel anniversary thing for now. But the fact that I've been doing this on and off for basically 6 years at this point is kind of crazy to me. And you know, it's one of those things that's, I don't know, it's given me an incentive to get stuff done. You know, it's well, as cheesy as it sounds, this channel is my baby. You know, it is it is my creation, and you know, I'd probably still be doing this regardless, even if people weren't watching, just because I like doing this kind of thing. You know, I don't know, I guess it's a weight off. It's a weight off something, but I just want to say thank you all for sticking around for so long. If you are an OG, you've seen a lot. You've you've sat through a lot of bullshit. From like my earlier vlogs to like my attempt at a horror thing that didn't pan out at all, which is kind of unfortunate actually, because I had quite a few ideas for that. But and then like going through like the smaller kind of review kind of thing, which only lasted one video, even though it was meant to be a series on the channel. You know, the retro game reviews, like the ones that I had and all that kind of thing. And then it went to then it was action figures for the longest time. Zach Plays was action figures, like wrestling action figures, for the longest time. And then I got my hands on the Centurion and the Rough Cut, and I fell in love with Nerf, and now I'm a Nerf channel, I guess. So we've come a long way over the last 6 years. Been through a fair bit personally, but I'm not going to get into that because that's nothing to do with you. That's for me to deal with. But you know, this channel has come a long way from like the Cringe Factor Plus era, where I was just doing like whatever for the sake of putting up a video, and those were dark fucking times. Very dark times. And I've had the opportunity to work with a couple of my mates, so like Ben and Alex, the Real Ones YT, and Lex, funnily enough, the Spotify musician, the Brit punk. Oh god, I feel like he's gonna kill me if he sees that. But those two, you know, they did a little bit of editing, and I appreciate the work that they did. So, you know, Real Ones YT, you are a real one. You know, yeah, probably some of my favourite jokes. Ironically, probably some of my favourite jokes on the channel. With like the two that you put together. And as well, Lex, just seeing from where Lex has come from to where he is now, and like technically being a part of that, technically being a part of that is kind of ridiculous, and it's much respect to Alex for what he's done, and to Real Ones YT as well. In fact, I'm going to put both their channels in the description because they're my mates and they've helped me out. So, you know, it's been a long 6 years, and we're not slowing down anytime soon. We're not slowing down anytime soon. So, I mean, well, 2 uploads today already. So, you know, if the Lego video isn't up before this one, it will be going up after this one. So I don't know. But yeah, it has been insane, and I cannot thank you guys enough for sticking around. I mean, as I've already said, I'd be doing this anyway, just as like a personal thing, you know, like having the documentation kind of stuff. I don't know, I prefer having the documentation to not having it. But you know, having people watch it, having people watch and like interact, it's been crazy. I mean, obviously, I've still got a life outside of this. You know, I've got my like an actual the job that pays for all of this, which, you know, that has its ups and downs, but I can't complain too much. But I'm gonna stop because I'm rambling. This has already gone on 10 minutes longer than it should have, or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, that's February, I guess, and I will. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, whatever you want. Subscribe to this channel, ring the bell so that you don't miss when I do upload next. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.